There it goes. All right, let's hope it doesn't go further. Other tech tools to consider, and some of these you've already heard Cindy mention, and here's the neat thing. If you want to learn about any of these, all of these links on this page are links that go directly to Kite Learning and to the, so again, you need to be logged into your Wake County, your Wake ID account, but Kite Learning, that's great staff development for us that you can earn credit for, has tutorials on all of these things. And so you would spend 30 minutes or so learning about a tool. You get credit for that, and then you can see if it's something you want to use in your classroom. So Book Creator is what Cindy recommends, and it is a beautiful, lovely app. It is an app that costs money. Unless you're using on a Chromebook. If you're on your Chromebooks, and those of you who have Chromebooks in your classroom, you actually would log in with your Google account as a teacher, set up a teacher account, and it's free, and your students go in with a code. And so on Chromebooks, it's free. On iPads, it would cost the cost of the app, which is what you see in the App Store is it's around $4 or something. $4 and something, but if we buy 20 or more copies through the VPP, it's half that. So for each copy that we buy, and the nice thing about iPad apps that we manage through Configurator like that is we can have them on this set of iPads this week, and then maybe next month we'll put them on a different set of iPads. We get to use those codes just depending on which iPads we have. So Book Creator is a great app. It's available free on Chromebooks, for paid on the iPads. Pages is a lovely, has anybody ever used Pages on your iPad? Pages is lovely. And it's very simple. And you can pull in pictures, you can pull in text, you can narrate the text. Ms. Walsh Davis and I were just talking about Pages yesterday. I think she's going to try it for some audiobooks. But you can export from Pages in EPUB format, and then that works like an ebook, and it can be an interactive ebook in that you can have videos, you can have sound, that sort of thing in an EPUB format, which the Kite Learning will tell you all about that sort of thing. That green screen iPad app that Cindy introduced me to, DoInk, is incredible. It is so much fun, and we had some fun with that last year in some other classes. Mr. Davila got kind of excited about it, and that is one worth getting to know. They're like I said, all these have the tutorials. Story Jumper, I have seen it recommended. I have not used it. Have you used it, Cindy? But I've seen that one as a recommended app.
But it is a paid, again, it's like Book Creator, but it is a paid at the very end.
Almost everything that is a Book Creator that is not slides or something like Pages that's on the iPads and Macs, almost everything you can find is a paid app.
Paid app.
The Screencast-O-Matic we used to show students how to do things. So we used it within our Google Classroom. Have you ever seen Screencast-O-Matic? So Screencast-O-Matic, I use it when I want to when I want to show somebody how to do something. So if I'm on my laptop, I would I'll get my Chromebook, which probably went to sleep. But on my Chromebook, you add it as a Google extension. And when you hit that little extension, it will let you record either all of your screen or part of your screen and record your voice as you're talking over it. So it records all of your actions, similar to what some of the kids can do in Seesaw with their screen when they're drawing on it, and they can record what they're doing. But this is for your whole desktop. Or a portion of it. You can control the size of the box. So if you don't want to show the entire desktop, you can show one window. But Screencast-O-Matic is a great, easy way to make a demo, and that way you don't have to. My experience in here is I get up, I show kids how to do something, We go through it, I review it with them, and then as soon as they get on their devices, they're like, Miss Galvin, what do we do? And so Screencast-O-Matic, if you have the tutorial video that they can refer to, they can do that. And they could scan a QR code, go to that video, and they can play it as many times as they need to. So we actually put the videos in Google Classroom, and to demonstrate how they were supposed to use the green screen app and those sorts of things that we didn't have time. They were all at different places at different times, and we couldn't teach that lesson that many times. We recorded it, showed them with the Screencast-O-Matic. BookTrack Classroom is a neat new discovery of mine. Have you seen it before? BookTrack Classroom would just be a neat enhancement to your book. You can add soundtracks to your books. There are some soundtracks on BookTrack Classroom that are for, they're generally public domain texts. Peter Pan is on there, I noticed, but with a soundtrack in the background. So as you read, it has the soundtrack, and it adjusts to how fast you're reading. If it feels like the soundtrack's off, you just tap the word that you're reading, and it will sync with you. As you turn pages, it notes how fast you're going, and it syncs the music to go along. Kids can create the soundtrack using their music on BookTrack Classroom, and create a soundtrack to go along with their text that they've written. And I just thought that was really taking it up a notch. But that added into an ebook would be really fun. Flipgrid is something else I wanted to mention. Have you used Flipgrid? Anybody? Love Flipgrid. The kids, they really love Flipgrid. But Flipgrid is a... let's see if I can, I'm afraid it's gonna, thinking Cindy's gotta sign in. But Flipgrid is this great tool that will give you, you as a teacher post a question, and the kids scan the QR code with the Flipgrid app. They and record. You can set how long it can be, but they record their responses. They can add stickers and that kind of stuff. It's all kinds of fun for them. But what's really neat about Flipgrid is if you're dealing with a country that is in a completely different time zone, and you can't communicate with them in real time just because they're asleep when we're awake. Flipgrid is a way that you can communicate with each other on the same grid. You can ask questions of each other, and you can see and hear their faces and their responses within that same grid of videos, and they all come up on the same page, and you click on the one you want to watch, and then you can play them all at one time. But the kids can see and hear each other, and it's a great option for dealing in different time zones. So you give that teacher the same code, and that teacher's kids can go in and respond on the grid to your students. And so it's a great way for them to talk and collaborate, even if they're not on the same time schedule. So those I recommend you going to Kite Learning and learning about. They are all awesome additions to this sort of project. I just wanted to put this here. Cindy used ePals for to meet someone. To me, that is the most intimidating part, is figuring out who to reach out to. ePals is the way Cindy does it. They've got a really nice site. You go on and they have projects, and they have projects that you can connect on. They also have people looking for specific ages. Some of them have a really broad age range, and some of them narrow their age range. And you can put on what you're looking for. I guess it's a dating site for teachers. But Skype in the classroom if you sign up for that, also has the same sort of way of making connections with other people who are wanting to do this, who are wanting to connect their classrooms. So Skype in the classroom is a great place to go. I have been participating the last several years in the the Global Read Aloud. There is a limited amount I can do with the amount of time that I see students per week with that, but I would love to have somebody join in with me so that they can continue these things in the classroom. But the Global Read Aloud comes along this time every year, right at the beginning, in October of every year. And the books, Pernille Ripp is the founder of the Global Read Aloud. She is a teacher, and she is passionate about students being able to share their voices. And she wants them to be readers, and she wants them to feel like they belong in this world and are able to express themselves. And I don't think I've ever been misty-eyed at a conference like I was in her session last month. But Pernille Ripp, who created the Global Read Aloud, every year she facilitates the selection of the books that are options. And so there's a picture book study that would be a series of picture books. That's the one I usually latch onto in here because then I don't have to do all of them. I can do some of them and we can connect on certain points. There is an easy reader novel, which I'm trying this year with the second and third graders. We're reading a few chapters every week. And then there are upper level books. And you choose a book, and then you connect. Facebook, Twitter, the website that I've linked you to here with the Global Read Aloud, those are fantastic. What I like about the Global Read Aloud is that those groups, the Facebook groups, the Twitter groups and such, go on all year. And so if you join those groups, people are always looking for connections. And it seems like you're dealing with your friends, other people who are doing the same things you are. And so I've enjoyed joining in with the Global Read Aloud with tools like Padlet and Flipgrid, that sort of thing. And then Global Buddy is another option that I saw at Worldview a couple years ago that they had recommended. I don't know personally anybody who's used that, but it looked like another good option.